everyone, welcome to Rajya Sabha TV's digital platform. I'm Aishwarya Kapoor with you, and here are the news updates on coronavirus situation from across the globe. The world continues to grapple with coronavirus pandemic, and it has crossed yet another grim milestone, and that is we have now more than 1 million people who have tested positive for coronavirus. Of this figure, 210,000 people have recovered as well, but more than 53,000 people have died because of coronavirus. Now, so more than 1 million people across the world testing positive for coronavirus. If we look at this figure in perspective, then a month ago, that is on 3rd of March, this figure was less than 1 lakh. At that time, there were 90,889 cases only. But since then, of course, this figure has multiplied exponentially, and now we have more than 1 million people across the world who have tested positive for coronavirus. Now, US continues to be the worst affected country in terms of number of people who have been infected. In that country, there are more than 250,000 positive cases. And yesterday, US saw maximum number of people dying in one single day. 1,169 people died in one single day in United States yesterday because of coronavirus. And that takes its death toll to more than 6,000. And as the coronavirus is spreading in the United States, the unemployment in that country is also rising. In that country, now more than 6.6 million people are unemployed as their businesses are struggling. And there has been some good news from the US as well, because there are 2 cruise ships which had positive coronavirus people. It was not allowed to dock. They were not allowed to dock anywhere, but they have finally docked in Florida. Zandam left for Buenos Aires on 7th of March, and it was supposed to end its journey in Chile 2 weeks later, but it was not allowed to dock. And it was later joined by Rotterdam, another ship that brought the supplies. And both these ships were left in limbo because nobody was responding to their calls. Nobody was accepting them to dock anywhere. But finally, they have docked in Florida. In more news from the United States, the commander of the USS Theodore Roosevelt was removed because he had criticized US Navy. He had said the US Navy was not doing enough to halt the spread of coronavirus on board the aircraft carrier. So he has been removed. Let's get you some other news from across the world. Talking about Italy now, which has the maximum number of people dying because of coronavirus. The death toll in the country has now reached more than 14,000. And Spain is the second worst affected country in the world in terms of number of people dying. The death toll there has now reached 10,400. Yesterday, Spain saw 950 people dying in 24 hours. And the number of cases in that country are more than 111,000. And as the situation is getting worse in Spain, it has also lost nearly 9 lakh jobs. In more news from across the world, news from Russia, where President Vladimir Putin has extended the period of staying away from work to the end of April. News from the Middle East now. Now, WHO has warned the Middle East countries. It has said that they must do more to contain the spread of coronavirus. The WHO is saying that they need to act fast. These governments need to act fast to limit the spread of coronavirus, because the cases there have now reached more than 60,000, which is almost double the number that was there a week earlier. And as you all know, in the Middle East, Iran is the worst affected country. It has more than 3,100 people dead because of coronavirus. News from China now. Well, tickle of imported cases there continue. Yesterday, that is on Thursday, 29 new imported cases were recorded and 2 locally transmitted cases were recorded. So in total, 31 cases were reported, 29 of them imported ones. And China will hold a National Day of Mourning tomorrow. It will hold 3 minutes of silence to commemorate the victims of COVID-19. And in more news, now Asian Development Bank has predicted a slump in the economies of Asia. It has said that developing Asian economies will grow 2.2% this year. Now, if you compare this figure, the ADB had predicted in its last report, that was on end of 2019, it had said this figure will be 5.5%, but this figure has now been reduced to 2.2%. However, India's growth projection is relatively better, that is 4% for 2020-21. That is the prediction by Asian Development Bank. However, in its last report, it had said that India will grow at 6.5%. But of course, this figure has now been reduced to 4%. Meanwhile, in some other news, the World Bank has now said it will give $2 billion financial package to 25 countries across the world to help prevent the spread of coronavirus. That is $2 billion is the amount, the financial package. And of this, the biggest chunk is going to be given to India. That is $1 billion package. That is the financial package, financial aid that it will give to India to help control the spread of coronavirus. So those were all the updates related to coronavirus from across the world. Thanks for watching.